Hey, it's Pete DeYoung with Remax, and I'm here with Kate,
Hi.
and we're going to talk to you about. That was weak. Hi.
Hi. Sorry.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I'm too aggressive. Hey, it's Pete DeYoung here. Hey, it's Pete DeYoung here with Remax Professionals, and I'm here with Kate.
Hi.
And we're going to be talking to you about what happened in real estate in Calgary in April of 2023. In short, really, here's what happened. Sales are down 20%, inventory is down 30%. That's the whole story. But hang on a second, we'll give you the details. Do the jingle.
Is that our jingle?
Anyways, okay, so here's what's going on. In terms of sales, like I said, they're down 20% overall. Listings
Down 30%.
down 30%.
Yep.
And that's really, I mean, inventory was low last year. Now it's even lower. So I think last year, so this year we're down
33%.
33 or 34%
Yep.
from
Yep.
last year. But like long-term trends, we're actually down like 45% because last year was low inventory.
Wow.
And so we're down 45% from sort of the long-term trends in terms of what we normally have in April. So it's kind of interesting because people ask us all the time, right? Like, how's the market? Like, it's, if you're a real estate agent, it's what everybody asks you,
Yeah.
and which is fine. It's not really that.
Sometimes I just want to be asked, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
How are you doing,
I'm
Kate?
doing good.
Of course you're doing good. You just came back from another holiday,
I did.
which is what you do.
Yeah.
Where were you this time? LA, Las Vegas?
Las Vegas for a wedding. I had to be there.
Yeah, and
Had to
then
be there. Yeah, and then LA.
and then Los
After-
Angeles. Yeah,
Los
yeah.
Angeles.
Well, nice to have you back.
Thanks. Until next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure you won't be around long. If anyone's wondering, Katelyn's actually not Filipino. This is just a tan. She's never far enough away from the sun to actually have the tan disappear.
Yeah,
But
sorry. I'm actually Pete's. I look like this.
whiteness,
Whiteness. Yeah.
Caucasianness.
Caucasianness. Exactly.
Yeah. And what's real estate like? Sales are down, and they're down
Yeah.
significantly. Like a 20% drop in sales is significant. But it's all a reflection of there's just nothing for sale. So we've got lots of people that want to buy real estate, and especially in some market segments, right? Like
Yes.
anything under 600, and then once you get under 5, under 4, it even, it just sort of exasperates, or what's the word?
Increases.
Yeah, it increases the problem, whatever, of just not being able to find anything. Because
Yeah.
if you've got something decent for sale for under 500,000, there's 5 or 6 or 15 people that want to buy it. So that's why, when you're hearing about multiple offers and that kind of stuff, it's especially in the under $600,000 market where you're seeing it. So we're seeing a month supply now. Like, I remember seeing 6-month supply. I remember at one time an 18-month supply in downtown condos in the Beltline. 2-bedroom condos in concrete buildings,
Wow.
18-month supply. Anyways, right now, overall, of course, this is like 1.2 month supply.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's not
1
even-
month and a
yeah.
week.
Yeah, not even a month and a half. Just 1 month.
1 month and 1 week.
And 1 week.
Yeah. If we stopped listing homes in just over a month, there'd be nothing for sale. So
It's crazy.
it is nuts. And that's why, even though sales are down 20%, you're seeing prices increase.
Yeah.
And again, that's especially in the starter home price range. So, but in total, what's our total residential doing?
Our total residential actually went up 1.2% compared to last year's
In sale price.
Yes, in sale price, exactly. In
Yeah.
sale price, it went up 1.2%. So that's around 550,000.
$550,000 is our. I don't think that's our average. I think that's our benchmark price, right?
Price.
I
Yes,
think, yeah.
exactly.
Total detached market is up 2.5% from April of last year, and so they're seeing a absorption rate of about 88%, which is just stupid. And we've got just over a month's supply of the detached market.
Yeah, and then let's look at our semi-detached prices. So that would be considered, our semi-detached prices, that would be 2.3% up from last year. So that's around 593,000.
Yeah, about the same as the detached, right? The
Yes.
detached and semi-detached, they're both up in terms of price, roughly about 2.5% and that kind of thing. They're at like 88 and 89% in terms of absorption rate. They're both at about a month or month and a week in terms of month supply. Where it gets interesting, row houses are starting to get a little more interesting. They're at a 95% absorption rate. In other words, if you had a townhouse for sale last month, there was a 95% chance you sold it. And so those, and in terms of sale price, it's a reflection there too. They're up 7.5%, which is significant. And they got about a month, they have about a 1 month supply. And then what about apartments?
Apartments are also up from their prices last year at 10%, just a little bit over 10%, 10.2%, and their absorption rate is at 77%.
Yeah, the apartments. What we saw in apartments is we actually they're up the highest in price because they had the highest to go as well, and because of the price range a lot of them are in, it's kind of the most active part of the market. But what we saw with apartments, we actually saw a lot of listings come on and stuff like that too. So, so the absorption rate is not as high, but that's only because it's the one market segment where we actually saw listings improve, where in most places we're seeing less inventory than before. When anyone watching this video, if you're listening to the podcast, you're not going to get this, but if you're watching the video, what you're missing is I've got my feet firmly planted on planet Earth, or at least on the ground. Kate beside me is swinging her feet like a 3-year-old on a kitchen chair. It's so funny.
Sorry, it's kind of distracting.
Well, I'm just sitting here going, it's so funny. You're like, wee.
I'm trying. I'm almost to the ground.
No, your feet are a foot off the ground. Mine are on the ground. But anyways, sorry, that's just funny for me. In terms of neighborhoods, what are we seeing there? Is there any neighborhoods that are...
Yeah, the neighborhood that's actually doing the best out of all the districts in Calgary is actually the East.
Yeah.
They're up 5.7% from their benchmark price from last year.
Yeah, and the East, and again, it all makes sense because it's all like the story is so perfect. Like it really all has to do with the lower price range stuff is the stuff that's the most active, enjoying the highest price growth and everything else. And the East would include places like Forest Lawn, like Dover, Pembroke, and places like that. They're seeing the best price growth, like 5.5%, 5.7%. The lowest, as it's been for a long time, downtown. Downtown's really struggling. And again, there it's like Upper Mount Royal is what's suffering, not Lower Mount Royal. Lower Mount Royal is apartments and stuff, and we're seeing them come up, like we said, 10%. So you kind of go, well, how can condos be up 10% and then downtown be up, less than 1%? It's like 0.3%. It's because Upper Mount Royal, where the $1 million homes are at, they're just not selling, or at least not improving in price and that kind of stuff. Speaking of improving on price, and it's actually really funny now considering what I just said, but what was the most expensive house to sell in April?
Okay, so the most expensive house to sell was actually in Upper Mount Royal for $4.75 million, and that was sold. Change. Yeah, I know, right? Whatever. Got that in my pocket.
Yeah, that in my petty cash fund.
That was sold by Donna Rooney.
Yeah, way to go, Donna. Almost $5 million home in Upper Mount Royal in this market. That's good to see. Yeah. Cheapest one to sell, as usual, and it hasn't been the case the last couple months because there was a bunch there along 4th Street that were selling.
We were looking at.
But as typical, the cheapest places you can buy in Calgary are these little condos in Chinatown. So this one was in Chinatown. It was an apartment. It sold for $122,000, which is actually like what, $50,000 or $60,000 up from some of the cheapest ones we've had in the last few months.
Yeah, we were looking at places that you could still find for under $100,000.
Yeah, like 60, 70,000. So hey, we're double that for the cheapest. But still, 122,000, cheapest place to sell in April in Calgary, and that was sold by Edmund Lee. Yes. So that's the highest and lowest sale prices. Yeah. If you want to know what the prices of your place or prices, you should only have one price, really, right?
Yeah, one.
Maybe it should be a range, but
could be. Yeah, you start with a range, then you kind of work your way to one.
Yeah. You can, unless you sell it. No, you can't sell it twice. That wouldn't make sense. Anyways, if you want to know what your place is worth, give us a shout. We'll get back to you pretty quickly on it. At least we'll try. And because of course, like we mentioned, different areas are being affected by this rise in interest rates differently. Some areas are really benefiting from the number of people moving from moving to Calgary from Vancouver or Toronto. So every market segment is a little bit different. Depends on whether you have an apartment or a house. Depends on whether you're living in the east side of Calgary or the west or downtown. So like, again, if you want to know what your place is worth, let's do the work on it. And then we'll, the way we do it is very transparent. We'll sit down with you and show you the comparables that we're using to determine the value of your price, or the value of your place. And of course, if you do decide to sell, it's always good to chat with us sooner rather than later, because we might just be able to add some value to what you want to do, and in terms of your planning. And we can talk to you about all the stuff that we do, in terms of professional photographers and professional stagers and all that stuff that we cover, by the way, in our that we cover the cost of that as well. So yeah, give us a call anytime.
Also, I just want to quickly shout out our Facebook group page. If you guys have any friends or family that's moving from, I don't know, BC, Ontario, we have a Facebook group called Moving to Alberta. And it's doing quite well. We have a cute little community going on. Everyone just chatting away and asking a lot of moving trucks, moving companies. But it's a really good community. So
yeah, and of course we each have our own Facebook accounts or Facebook pages and Instagram and all that crap. So feel free to look us up and say hello. And of course we have websites and all that stuff too. So PeteDeYoung.ca or thePeteTeam.ca. Or 280keys.com. What's yours at?
KatelynBrayShow.ca.
KatelynBrayShow.ca. Anyways, and our phone numbers come up at the end of this video as well. So call us, text us anytime. We're happy to chat. Take care.